We are on the record in the 13th Judicial District, the District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas. This comes on for first appearance this April 29th, 2025. Mr. Lockett is asked to be first on the docket to get back to, I think he said work. We're on the record in 2025 TR 84. Mr. Lockett, you're charged with 3 counts. In count 1, you're charged with speeding 85 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. This is a traffic infraction. It does not carry any jail time. But if you were to be convicted for speeding 85 in a 65, your fine would be $105. You'd also be assessed court costs of $108. In count 2, you're charged with driving with an unlawful registration or expired tag. That is an unclassified misdemeanor. Maximum penalties include a fine up to $2,500 and a possible 30-day to 6-month jail sentence, although that's usually somewhere around a $50 fine with probation. In count 3, you're charged with driving without liability insurance or able to provide proof. That's a B misdemeanor. If convicted, you'd have to serve 6 months maximum, but again, probation is an option, so you wouldn't have to serve the time unless you violated probation. There's a mandatory minimum fine of $300 up to $1,000. Now, you said you wanted to resolve this today, or are you aware?
The officer, the officer, I wasn't even, he was way in front of me before I even passed him. He was probably a mile, half a mile ahead in front of
They
me.
got
He
me
said I was
on
going.
this. I didn't get pulled over for no ticket.
All right, y'all need to be quiet if it's not your time. Mr. Lockett, while we're
He said,
interrupted, you need to show me your face. Can you please remove your hair from your face?
hey, this guy
Yeah,
said that I was,
get you
he said that
identified.
I was going, he said that I was going 85, but I wasn't going 85. I was going like 70.
Okay, sir, you asked to be expedited on the docket, so you could pay your fines. I thought that meant you were going to admit. You do have the right to a trial, and we can do that. If you plead not guilty, we'll set this for trial at a later date, and you will have the time to challenge the state's officers that testify, and you can testify on your own behalf if you want to. You can't be compelled to, but if you want to. So are you wanting to plead not guilty and set these for trial?
Yeah, I'm pleading not guilty because I know I wasn't going 85. He was way in front of me. So how do you see
All
I
right.
was going 85? What you
We'll enter a plea of not guilty and set these for trial. On the B misdemeanor, do you want to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed, or represent yourself?
I represent myself.
You don't want to
I
have any.
I I I'll admit to the no tags and no insurance, but I wasn't speeding. I wasn't going 85.
All right, Ms. Gillette, did you hear his comments just now? He will admit insurance and no tags. He just wants to contest the speeding. Does the state take any position on that?
Judge, if he wants to admit to the expired tag and the no insurance, I can dismiss the speeding and you can give him his fines, court cost, and information today.
All right, so they're willing to dismiss that speeding, Mr. Lockett, if you pursue that guilty plea to the insurance and tags. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Now, before I get to your plea, I need to back up to the question about the attorney. Do you understand that you can hire an attorney? If you cannot afford an attorney, you can apply for court appointed, or you can waive attorney and proceed to represent yourself today. You want to
Yeah, I
represent,
said I plead guilty to the I said I would plead guilty to the
right?
no tax and insurance. I mean,
Okay, and sir, I'll be happy to entertain that in due time. But before I do, I have to find out if you understand your rights to an attorney and if you wish to proceed without an attorney. I just need to get that on the record if that's how you want to proceed. You want to proceed on your own behalf today?
on my own behalf, I don't need a attorney.
Okay. All right, well, I'll show that you're waiving your right to counsel on record, and I'll ask that be in the docket notes and the journal entry. Now, how do you plead to count two, driving in Greenwood County on March 1st, 2025, without a tag, a valid tag?
I mean, it was a valid tag. It was just expired.
All right, so you were driving on an expired tag. You plead guilty to that?
Yes. I mean, I would. I mean, it's proof I was, but I know for a fact that I wasn't going 85.
Well,
And the
85.
officer had an attitude and everything.
All right, well, they're dismissing the 85 upon plea to counts 2 and 3. And speaking of count 3, how do you plead to driving that day without proof of liability insurance?
Just plead me guilty. I gotta go. Just give me guilty. It don't matter. Just I pay. Just set me up with a fine.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you were in fact guilty of driving without tags and insurance on March 1st of 25?
I didn't have tags. I didn't have insurance, and my tags was expired. I was driving with expired tags.
All right, and no one's making you into this plea today? You're doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right, and the officer's citation said you were driving on Highway 400 at milepost 339 in Butler County. Would you agree with that? Or I'm sorry, in Greenwood County. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And would you agree that this happened on March 1st of 2025?
I don't remember.
But that's what your evidence would show, Ms. Gillette.
Yes, Your Honor, March 1st.
All right, I accept your pleas, finding them freely and voluntarily, knowingly entered, finding you guilty of counts 2 and 3, dismissing count 1, speeding. So we'll proceed to your sentencing. Recommendations for sentencing, Ms. Gillette.
Your Honor, I would recommend on count 2, we'll dismiss count 1, recommend on count 2, the expired tag, no jail time, a fine of $75, which is the statutory fine, court cost of $108. On count 3, there's always like a required underlying. I would recommend 5 days underlying suspended for non-reporting probation, and he have the standard fine, and the court cost has already been mentioned. So that's what I would recommend.
So for the underlying, you're recommending 5 days?
That's what the minimum is.
Okay,
5 days. What?
well, hold on. All right. Is there anything you want to say about your sentence before I determine what it is? She told me what she's asking for. Would you like to ask for anything or recommend anything?
She said 5 days. What?
That's what she said. Do you have anything you want to say before I tell you what your
Yeah.
sentence is?
I didn't really hear what she said. I just heard her say 5 days. What is that?
All right, well, I'm going to proceed to tell you your sentence. She made recommendations, but I make the actual sentence. Mr. Lockett, on count 2, there is no jail time, but there is a fine of $75 that you must pay. On count, no, I said that. I said that. No, that's right. And then on count 3, the insurance charge, there is a minimum required fine of $300. You're ordered to pay that. I could go up to 6 months jail time on the insurance, but Ms. Gillette is asking for 5 days. I will order you to serve 5 days, but that will be suspended. You won't have to serve it as long as you successfully complete a 6-month non-reporting probation. You won't have to see a probation officer. You will just have to do a couple of things to be successful on probation. The first is to violate no laws during this 6 months. The second is to pay the total of $483. How much time do you need to pay that? I can give you a couple of months if that would help.
You just pay, I can pay 50 a month. I ain't gonna say what. I ain't gonna give you a specific time I can pay it. I'll just tell you 50 a month. That's what I can afford.
Let's just see if the court can accept 50 a month. Well, the only way I could do it at 50 is to put you on a year of probation.
It don't matter. I don't even care.
So your probation will be for 12 months. During this 12 months, you're to violate no law. You're to pay exactly $50 a month or more. Your first payment will be due May 29th, 2025. And then you'll owe another 50 on the 29th day of each month thereafter. I'm going to set this for a 90-day pay or appear to make sure you're actually paying. If you're not, we'll look at whether your probation should continue or not. Missy, can you give me a 90-day pay or appear?
I ain't never seen somebody get probation for expired tags ever. I ain't even from y'all state. I never
How
seen
many-
somebody get a probation
Have you ever
expired
seen
tag.
it?
I
Sir,
only seen someone get I only seen someone get probation for driving under suspended license, not age. Bro, that don't even make sense. All right, yeah, we can just go with that. Rules
are
are
you
crazy
trying
here,
to
bro.
talk
I'm just being.
yourself into worse penalties, Mr. Lockett? Are you trying to talk
I got it.
yourself into more than 5 days? No probation? I'm going, let's see. Missy, what do you have in a pay or appear?
August 1st at 11.
You must be back here by Zoom August 1st at 11, unless you've already paid the total.
I was saying if I pay all that, I don't gotta. I might just go ahead and pay it anyway.
All right, if you pay it all, you don't violate any laws between now and then, and you do the third condition of your probation, you won't have to come back and see me again. The third condition of your probation is that you go out and get your picture and prints taken, because I don't believe you've had that done yet, have you, Mr. Locke? They didn't arrest you on the side of the road?
No.
All right.
My gosh, bro, y'all gonna make me late, bro. Like I'm just trying to go ahead and get this over and just set me up on my paper.
Sir, listen to me. You are in a court of law and you're going to respect the judicial process.
Y'all repeated the same thing 100 times.
Well, a lot of people appreciate that because they want to make sure they understand what they know to do. I'm going to modify your sentence to 6 months. You're going to be granted a 12-month probation. It will be reporting to court services because I do not think I'm going to be able to trust you without supervision. At $60, all right, sir.
Hey, it's funny you say you don't trust me. You don't even know me. You don't even know what type of person I am. I don't even trust you.
All right, probation is denied. 6
Gosh,
months.
bro.
6-month sentence, 12 months probation, probation denied. You need to surrender yourself to the court.
Surrender myself to the court just because you said you don't trust me.
48 hours, because I cannot imagine subjecting a probation officer to the way you are treating this court and acting towards the judicial process. You've insulted the state of Kansas. You've insulted their laws, their punishments. You've kept your face hidden. Get your hair out of your face.
And just the way my hair is, like that's
Get
the
it
natural
out
way
of
it
your
is.
face so you can be seen in court.
My goodness.
Yeah, my goodness. You come to Kansas without insurance, without tags, speeding down the road, endangering Kansas citizens and citizens of other states and countries driving our roads. And then you come in here and you tell me that our penalties are ridiculous, that you've never seen.
All I've been asking you, I said I'm trying to get to work. Can I just get my stuff and so I can go? That's it.
Where do you work?
Why you want to know where I work for? They don't even come on, bro. Like y'all, that's weird, bro.
Did you hear me say
Really, I got
probation? Did you hear me say you're not getting probation? I understand we're by Zoom. I get the impression you're in another state. You seem to think that you're above the law and you're not going to follow any of these silly Kansas rules as you see them. But
I said
later,
I could make a payment
soon,
every month. I said I could make a payment every month. I said I was trying to get it to go to work.
you do not control this court. You think you do because you're appearing by Zoom and I don't have an officer there to put the cuffs on you. But sooner or later, you will get picked up. Sooner or later, you will be arrested and you will be brought to a Kansas court to serve 6 months in the Greenwood County Jail, because that's the order of the court.
Hold on, 6 months for what?
For driving without insurance and for driving without tax and for showing me that you're not amenable to probation.
6 months. 6 months for driving without tags. Man, I never heard that in my life, ever.
What state are you from, sir?
I am from Arkansas, bro. 6 months driving unsuspended license. I mean, not suspended license. Suspended tags for 6
Well,
months.
that's the order of the court, and I'm ordering you to surrender yourself to the local sheriff, wherever you are, so we can.
I'm just saying, how could you say you gonna put me on probation, and then once I say something to
All right,
obviously offend you,
explain
you say
yourself for the
you
first
already,
time.
but you already
Hearing is adjourned.
you are
Mr. Letters.
hey you already told me that, you already said that, you said you're gonna get 6 months probation, all
You
this.
won't even listen to me when I tell you to stop talking so I can let the prosecutor have a word in. You're not a probation candidate. Mr. Let, anything further?
No, I've got the notes, Your Honor.
All
Do you
right,
have a limit for him to surrender himself?
48 hours to surrender himself to his local sheriff or law enforcement. Court,
Surrender.
and I am
God.
not, I'm just ordering that he pay. I'm not giving him that payment plan that I told him because probation's off the table. All right, well, Mr. Lockett, you can go to surrender yourself to the sheriff. We are in recess at this time. You're excused from these proceedings, but you're to be here within 48 hours, or at least to your local sheriff.
Are y'all saying all that because I'm black though? I'm just being honest. Because I'm a black man. Are you just so quickly to try to say, "Oh, surrender yourself"? That's what y'all want to send change anyway, ain't it? That's what it seemed like. I see this.
I'm sorry,
I really
Judge.
see
What?
discrimination.
I
I really see
said good
discrimination.
day to the
Yeah.
gentleman, if you'd let him, help him go since he's not going voluntarily from these proceedings. If you just close out his view.
Hey, matter of fact, what county are y'all in? I'm finna call them right now.
Just let him go. He's excused to turn himself into the sheriff. I can't justify probation with what he's got going on here. All right.